Okay, Tom Gehrman, sales representative at Apex Results Realty, located in Burlington, Ontario. I operate from Grimsby through to West Mississauga. So this post is for those of you who want to be in real estate. So you have an idea in your mind. Again, you need to pay attention here. My name's Tom. Doubting Tom. I am not here to blow sunshine up your rear. I'm going to tell you some things. I've talked about money. I've talked about the process of getting into the business. There's a number of other things to cover as well. What are your expectations? Are you going to be getting into this business doing 12 transactions a year and you're going to make approximately $25,000 per transaction, so you're going to make $300,000 a year? Please tell me that's your expectation. Not realistic. You can sit down and create a plan. I need to make X. I need to make X number of money. Those dollars are important. I have a mortgage. I have children. I have a wife. We like to eat food with our dinner. Yes, negative. Now, it's easy enough. So you need to make, let's say, $70,000 in income. And that's in real estate. And you know how much you're going to be paying per month at your brokerage. You know what your costs are. You figured out, you asked the broker of record, that's the boss, the person who owns the company, and you know the average sale price in your area, commission-wise, works out to, let's say, $10,000. So you need to do 7 transactions. Minimum. That's the average price. Some will be higher, some will be less. So you need to get a board, again, thinking back, you're in phase 2. Hopefully by this point you're reading this, watching this, and you're sitting down saying, what are my expectations? I'm in phase 2. I'm going to make lots of money, drive a big car, have the big house, and all my wife is going to do is work out, and she's going to be my unlicensed assistant, and the children and I, and my gorgeous wife, are going to head off for 2-month vacations at a time, twice a year. How do you get there? Plan. Grab a piece of paper, grab a pen. What's the average sale price in the area? What's the average commission? How many of these do you need to have? Now, if you need to have, let's say, 7 transactions, how many leads? How many people who have called you in to look at their property to list it, or who've talked about purchasing, how many leads do you have to have? You need to speak to an experienced realtor at that point. It'll depend. Some are higher, some are lower. All your co-workers from where you used to be, they may not be willing to deal with you because they know you, they know who you are, they're not comfortable with you seeing all their financials, they're concerned about you seeing the inside of their house because it's messy. They don't view you as a professional full-time realtor yet because they still remember who you were. So if you need to have 7 transactions, you have to realize you probably need, say, 3 to 5 leads per. And when I say a lead, that's a good lead. That's not, oh, I saw you had a listing, so I'm emailing you saying, can I see it? Because I need to see it right now, because I need to buy a house right now. Which, when you actually get there, if they show up, you'll discover that is they're looking in the area for the next 6 months, and they just wanted to make sure that you had the proper sense of urgency. Manage your expectation. Figure out the numbers. Write it out. Talk to your spouse. I'm hoping to make $70,000 this year. This is how many transactions I need. Now your spouse, if they're not up on real estate, may say what certain spouses have said over the years. In fact, a lot of them, until they discover the reality of real estate. Oh, it's no problem. You'll make a lot more than that. What if you do? So you surpass your goals. So during a goal setting session, you sit down, you figure this out, and you talk to 35 serious people to get 7 transactions. And you do it, and the numbers work out better, and you have 10 solid leads, which are transactions. Let's say you made $95,000. Remember, you have to remit HST. You have to pay something called income tax at the end of the year. All right? So be aware. Manage your expectation. Keep it realistic. Aim higher. I must make 40, aim for 70. Now, with that, there's a lot of other things that go along. But if your expectations are not realistic, like anything else in the real world, unfortunately, people just do not make it. I want to be rich. I will go off and I'm going to work and I will be rich. You're less likely to succeed. This is not just me saying this. This is 6 years of post-secondary education where I learned about small business management and marketing. And in that time, if you say I'm going to be rich, and somebody else sitting down all there says, I'm going to be making $95,000 a year as an airframe technician starting, and I'm going to go up to 120, and I intend to work in this location. I know these are the companies. Who do you think is going to make more money faster? Real estate is not get rich quick. Real estate's hard work. Managing your expectations, managing your spending. Because I can show you, I will not because of privacy and everything else, but there are realtors out there who make more money than you would believe, and at the end of the day have very little to show for it because of all the marketing, the money they spend. They don't track it. So, right now, manage your expectations. What do you expect? What happens if you do not meet your expectations? If you've got a spouse and kids, and you look at your wife and say, oh, don't worry, honey, I'm going to make $60,000 this year, or $70,000. I'll make that money, no problem. Guaranteed, I'm going to be rich. And you don't. What are the consequences? If you're doing this seriously, get into the business, within 6 months of becoming registered, people are quitting. 2 years, 5 years, 7, and so on. People are always slowly getting out of the business. They find they can't make a go of it, depending where they are and what they're offering. So, be aware. Manage your expectation. Know what your expectations are, what your spouse's are. Because when your spouse looks at you and says, we're supposed to be rich, if you can't put a dollar value on that rich, you're going to have a problem. $1 million is not rich. $50 million is rich these days. So please be aware. I keep stressing this because I have seen spouses get upset. You know, you're not making the money I expect. But I'm home all the time. I'm around. I can do this, I can do that. But you only pull down $60,000 a year. Go make 100. But then I have to dig down. I won't be around much. So the expectation of more income, have to work a lot more. Real estate is shifting in several different ways. Organized real estate has been changing for the last few years. The change, or the rate of change, has accelerated. So you have to make sure you're managing your goal setting on top of everything else. And you have to make sure those goals are realistic. Anyway, be aware. Now, right now, it's 2013. We've headed into a balanced market. That's a good thing. In fact, if you want to get into real estate, you want the adjustment to hit. You want rates to go up. You want 30 or 40% drops in prices before you go into real estate. Don't go in when the market's good, because you're just climbing on top of everybody else. And the pie gets a little bit bigger, a lot more people get in. The pie gets smaller, a lot of realtors get out, and that's when you have the option to get in. Expectations cannot be as high. You won't make very much, but you can establish yourself as someone who's in the business for when the market rebounds and starts coming back up again. Anyway, that falls under budgeting. Hope you're doing well. Again, I'm very mellow about this. I hope this information helps you. Do the best you can. If you have questions, ask. It would help if you're in Ontario, but some of the generic questions you can ask. It doesn't matter as long as you're in North America. Anyway, take care. Good luck. Stay positive and stay focused on your goals.